Well, women account for just 11% of the 560 people who've travelled beyond the Earth's atmosphere in 60 years of space exploration. Overall, the number of women in the aerospace industry has hovered at around 20% for at least 30 years. But last year it saw a major turning point after NASA announced plans to send the first female astronaut to the moon by 2024 through its Artemis moon programme. Let's talk now to Ersilia Vaudo, who is the Chief Diversity Officer at the European Space Agency. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme today. So why do you think this is still such a male-dominated sector? Is it from within the industry, or is it women thinking it's just not for them?
Actually, there are several reasons. You're right saying that so far we had more or less 11% of women in space, and this is, we cannot be happy with that. We have also not to forget that the third person in space was a woman with Valentina Tereshkova. And so in a way, we started well, but actually the momentum was not really kept high. One of the reasons for sure is that there is still a limited amount of women that gets into the STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And this is an issue that is anyway quite the same across all the different countries, although now there are more women graduated than men in all OECD countries, so quite an achievement. Still, they don't go for the disciplines that are needed for the jobs in space. However, one of the things that we have realized is that there is also a kind of tendency of not there to think about women, not think about themselves as an astronauts, but this has been changing. And for sure, if we had at our last selection at ESA only 16% of application coming from women, what we want to reach today is to have a much higher representation. And the way we want to do this, first of all, relies in being attractive to a much larger community. And for this, we have been able to advise our jobs in a very different way, using also the support of member states, new ways of approaching the young generation, in particular through the social media, but also changing the narrative. If the narrative of space has been for very long relating to conquering, to a race, now we want to change this narrative and explain that for Europe, exploration is also about bringing our values into space, the value of inclusion, the value of pursuing knowledge, the value of taking care of our planets, and in particular of being able to inspire the young generation to be the new explorers. So the space... Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say that when it comes to people already working in the industry, women I'm talking about here, there's quite a lot to do to make things equal at quite a basic level. I'm thinking of the first all-women spacewalk, which was postponed because the spacesuits wouldn't fit. There's work to do for those already in the industry.
That's clear, and you see that there is nothing that we should give for granted. And this is why also with respect to, first of all, we need a critical mass. We need a critical mass of diversity to be able really to be prepared to include them. So we learn by enlarging the pool of talents that go to space, and this is also why it's important for us to launch. And this is a very, really, I'm very happy that we are pioneering this. We have a new program, a new project. Actually, it's called the Feasibility Para-Astronaut Project, because we want to also set the condition through a parallel project to learn and to be able to bring people with disability into space. And this is something that no one has done before, is really going from 0 to 1. And as a space agency, anyway, we like to do things and to go in places where no one has been before. It will require a lot of testing, effort, understand the constraints, because first of all, I mean, security and be able to be fully operational are requirements we cannot compromise in any sense. So we learn by doing things. And again, with women in particular in Europe, you know, we have today only one woman, and increasing the critical mass will also make the progress accelerate.
Okay, Ersilia, Vaudo, Scarpetta, thank you very much indeed.